This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Cabo Jim Schaller.
Welcome, good neighbors, to episode number 73 of the Good Neighbor Podcast, Estero. Today we have good neighbor Dr. Julia Belanger from VIPCare Fort Myers. Welcome.
Thank you for having me, Jim.
Absolutely. I'm excited to get to learn a little bit more about you and what you guys do over at VIPCare. So why don't we just jump right in, and why don't you share with our listeners what you do over there?
Absolutely. Well, my name is Dr. Julia Belanger. Like you said, I work in the VIPCare Fort Myers clinic, and I do what I love best. I see patients. I'm a primary care provider, and VIPCare is a huge company. We have lots of different offices, and we love seeing our patients. We try to go above and beyond for them, which is sort of falling by the wayside in healthcare. Most patients are rushed through their appointments, but we like having longer appointments and spending time with our patients and really listening.
And that's important. Like I said, the customer, you mentioned the customer service side of things has gone away lately. And not a lot of people are doing that. They treat them like a number, get them in, get them out, and on to the next. But it sounds like you really care about your patients, which is a good thing nowadays.
Yeah, absolutely. We really try to go above and beyond with time. Time is so important when trying to care for people. Less time in the waiting room. You don't want to wait so long. You want more time with your doctor and more time to care and more time for phone calls, and really just listen to patients and get them the care that they deserve.
That's the thing. They can tell you what they're feeling, but they can't tell you what's wrong. That's why they come and see you.
Exactly.
So how did you get involved in the medical field?
Well, I started off because, as most doctors do, they encounter different type of people in their families with medical problems, and before you know it, you develop this urge to help people. And then we become doctors, and here we are. I actually wanted to become part of VIPCare because I believed in their model. Their model is all about preventative care, keeping people healthy, getting things like mammograms and colonoscopies and screening tests done to keep them healthy. Because as we all know, we've probably had that family member that by the time they get around to diagnosis and treating things are so far gone that we've almost lost our chance to save people. So with VIPCare, we focus on prevention and treatment, obviously, too, but we want to keep our patients for a long time to make sure they live long, healthy lives, and really as long as possible. My goal for all my patients is 100 years old, and sometimes I joke after that, you're on your own, but I'll still be here. I have a few patients over 100 years old.
Wow. And that's a great goal to have, especially nowadays with technology and everything going on. People can be more aware of what's happening to them and preventative as well.
Exactly.
So are there any maybe myths or misconceptions regarding the industry and what you do that we can maybe clear up for our listeners?
Well, I find the trend in the industry is for doctors to see as many patients as possible in a day. And I think that most patients feel that way too, where some of them write down their list of things to talk about. They get 5 minutes with their provider and then they're out. But it doesn't have to be that way. VIPCare's model is that we provide high quality care. Like I was telling you, with a preventative care, we see our patients every 3 months. So you always have time and access to us. And we're all of the same mindset. All the docs that join VIPCare think that same way. So if you're sort of frustrated with the medical system, I don't blame you, but there is another option in a place like VIPCare to call home and to really get better care. Better care is the way it should be.
Right. And you had mentioned it's getting more and more difficult to wade through all the options and where you can go and what you can do and find the right person. And it sounds like heading to VIPCare is a good start, right?
Oh, definitely. We have a lot of different offices, Jen. We have 160 clinics now and 80,000 Medicare beneficiaries. So we're really growing because people are learning that this is really the best way going forward. And it's just fantastic. When people start coming to our clinics, they pretty much never leave because they're so happy with the level of care that they're getting.
That's great. Now, where are they headquartered out of? Obviously, you're independent down here, but
That's a good question. So the headquarters for VIPCare is in Tampa, but VIPCare is part of what's called Better Health Group, which is a primary care health network that falls. VIPCare is a primary network that falls amongst Better Health Group umbrella, and that's a even more humongous company with 270,000 patients. So if that answers your question,
right? No, that's
the
great.
short answer is in Tampa.
Right? People want to know, is it just one office? Is it part of a network? Is it a lot bigger? And the more
It's
options they
huge.
have.
And VIPCare has been around for 17 years. So it's growing. We're growing exponentially, I think.
Well, you're doing the right things. Has there been maybe some type of challenge along your journey that you can kind of look back at now and say, you know what, I'm in a better place because of it?
Oh, yeah. And I think if you ask any doctor, it's probably going to be the same answer. It's just with the way the usual medical system is right now is we just see too many patients. And I don't like not having enough time with my patients. The patient feels rushed. It's the same topic we just brought up. The biggest frustration in my career so far was being pushed to see too many patients a day. And I wasn't able to give the patient as good care as I want to give. I want to sit with my patients. I want to hold their hand. I want to listen to their stories. But with VIPCare, I actually get to do that, which is absolutely fantastic.
That is great. Yes, you need to spend time with people. You not just flush them through, and figure out what's wrong with them the right way. Um,
Exactly.
is there? Are you from here originally?
I'm actually from Canada, believe it or
You
not.
are. What brought you down here?
Well, I married an American and he was from Miami, so here we are in Florida.
Well, there we go. Don't you just love Florida? It's much
Oh,
better.
yeah, it's better than the snow. We have a lot of patients that end up coming to Florida for the exact same reason, right?
Right. So since you mentioned that, are people free to use the network throughout the United States, or do they need to come to your office?
Well, we're expanding and expanding and expanding. Now we have 6 states under with VIPCare offices: Florida, Alabama, Georgia, Texas, Oklahoma, and Tennessee. So it's getting bigger and bigger.
That is awesome. So, is there something maybe our listeners should know about VIP care that they don't know, compared to a regular doctor? I know you mentioned the customer service, but outside of
Mhm.
that,
Yeah. Well, we also, other than longer appointments and more time with the doctor, we have same day appointments, sort of urgent care type appointments. We have a 24/7 on call provider. So after 5 p.m., when your doctor ends up not, going home for the day, there's always a doctor available. It's pretty amazing. And all the time on the weekends. And I can attest, I was on call last week. So I got calls from different people and I was helping them out. And it's more than just telling you to go to an urgent care. We're always going to try to solve the problem. I'm a doctor, you're a patient. Let's get the problem done, whether it's for a UTI that's easy to diagnose over the phone on the weekend, save you from going to an urgent care, or whether it's someone that wants to know what's wrong with mom, that her face is drooping. We have that conversation and get the patient to exactly where's the right place for them to go. So it's
perfect.
really a great service and people really appreciate it. The other thing that we do is um, most offices draw blood on site, which is super exciting and easier for the patients that you don't have to go to an outside lab. And then we offer a transportation service as well. So if you're getting elderly and you're not driving anymore, we'll send a car to pick you up and bring you to the office. Free of charge. So that's really, those things set us apart from other offices for sure.
Absolutely. That's incredible. So I know you don't have a lot of free time, but what do you enjoy doing outside of work?
Oh, that's a hard question, Jim, because my
Right?
favorite thing to do, you know what it was to go pick shells on the beach of Fort
Oh,
Myers Beach and Sanibel Beach. So yeah, after the hurricane, my heart got broken a little bit with that. So now, though, it's getting much better. The shells are coming back, but that's sort of my number one favorite activity to do.
yeah. I saw a picture from a Sanibel group the other day, and they were just amazed at how many beautiful shells were on the beach because nobody's going out there. And it was incredible.
Oh,
So you need to go back and check that out.
maybe that's what I should do this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. So Any last words for our listeners? Anything else you'd like to share about VIP Care?
Just to give us a call. Even if you had a provider you're with for a long time, if you're not getting the care that you deserve and your phone calls answered and feel listened to, give VIP a call, because we're going to be here to listen to all your stories.
That is great. So how would they go about getting in touch with you?
The website is getvipcare.com. And then on there, you can look up a map of your regional Florida to be able to see what office is closest to you. And then every office has their own telephone number.
Great. And you mentioned you're in Fort Myers. We're at in Fort Myers.
Correct. We're on 1635 Medical Lane in Fort Myers. I'm personally taking many new patients, and I think most of the offices in this area are. We have pretty good availability as well. And the easiest way to get to my office is to call my number at 239-790-0573.
Perfect. It's been a pleasure getting to know you, and thank you for being a good neighbor. And I hope to see you out here in the community soon.
Thanks so much, Cabo Jim. I love
Yes.
being on here. Thanks so much for your time.
Absolutely.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast Estero. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpestero.com. That's gnpestero.com or call 239-296-2621.